Good morning, lovely people of the internet. Nat here at Nat Snacker's Yard with my CB400. Got a fair amount done like yesterday evening actually, so the pipes are really as good as I want to get. I'm not going for pristine on this bike, it would look odd. I just want something better, but still, I know aged, I could say patinaed, it sounds quite posh, but yeah, something better. I sat in front of the box last night and had a bit of a go at the old cam cover. It's not mirrored glass, it's not mirrored, it's not what I'm after. I just want it better and I still want it aged, so I'm going to chuck that on in a minute. I think is going to be the first task. Second task, pipes back on. I might give me nuts a good rub first, if you excuse the pun, and get them nice and clean as well, or decently clean, a bit cleaner. Get that on, give it a bit of a clean around beforehand. Been a few suggestions about oh, you should do your valve clearances while you're there, Nat, and yeah, it's a really good idea. I'd love to. I haven't got a clue what they are. I'm really struggling to find the manual for this bike. Don't get me wrong, the earlier bike, the 70s bike, there's a dime a dozen there everywhere, and I found a few from the 2000s version, but they're fundamentally different bikes. I haven't found one for this. I'm not overly concerned because I'm not entirely sure how much you can see. Where's the torch? I do have one to hand. There we go. It is immaculate in there. So yeah, when you get a bike with no history, it's really finding your way through, but there's some really good indicators. I haven't dropped the oil, and I probably need to drop it just to see what condition it's in as much as anything else, but coolant's brand new, so I think, oh, coolant's brand new, that gasket, the head gasket, is brand new, I think. Came off easy, nice and clean. I think this has been well looked after, or at least had a damn good service and then left to rot. So anything sealed, like your engine casing, looks to be pretty good, looks to be quite fine. I'm going to turn that off because it does whine a little bit, that torch. So what? I'm going to risk it for a biscuit and put it back on. I don't think it's going to need it. It seems fine, and I'm not going to be able to really tell about the timing until I've got it up and running. So if it means I have to whip it off again, it means I have to whip it off again. I am in no rush, and I am learning through one mechanism or another. If I'm coming across a bit scatterbrained, I apologise. I've had an absolutely shit week at work. I don't know about coronavirus, but there was a Delta variant of arsehole going around my place, and it seemed a lot of people were infected. Me towards the end of the week as well, when I lost my rag a little bit. Yeah, and added complications of kids staging back into school, etc, etc. It's all been a bit much, and I'm looking forward to getting my therapy of playing with bikes for a little while. Right, I'm going to get that the rocker top back on, start piecing this back together. Right, so nearly there, but I've realised I've missed one of the bolts, so actually it's quite a good example of a kind of a before and an after. So yeah, one on the left's not perfect, but compare it to the one on the right, geez. Right, I'm just going to give that one a quick dose over with. In fact, let me show you my process. Top tip, don't leave stuff you need on the top of a heavily vibrating surface, because it will fall. Actually a bit cluttered up here, but all I do, it is a bit early, but this isn't too loud. That is all I do. Just a few seconds. Being a bit cautious because this does get very warm very quick. So it's my bench grinder, or my polisher, known as Nick, and after Nick, Motorcycle Man UK, who basically gave me the specs, and some really good videos on polishing. But for little jobs like this, it's just perfect. So there you go, that's, well, looking at my timer, about a minute's worth. Right, once they have been through this, you've just got bare metal, so you do need to cover it. So I'll lob a bit of my Belgom alu on the top, otherwise that's going to rust in fairly sharp time. Right, let's get them all on. Right, so there we go, so rocker top back on. Looking pretty good. More of a brush metal effect than a polish effect, which I think is what I was after. I just wanted something that looked, you know, good enough, without looking too shiny. Actually, it looks really good on the camera. Doesn't look quite as good in real life, but looks more than good enough for what I was after. Right, what next? I could start going on all the top end and everything, but I'm going to get slightly screwed when I get to the radiator, and particularly the fan on the radiator. So I think what I'm going to go for now is put the headers of the exhaust back on. And there we go, the fruits of my labour. It's not very fruitful, mostly probably because it's such a crappy day, but rocker top's back on. Looks really good actually. I'm really quite pleased with that. Like I say, it's not a mirror finish, but that is not what I was after. Coils back on. I put them on back to upside down to start with, which was really stupid of me. I should have taken more pictures. I did have to refer back to my old video to make sure that I got it right though. So coils back on, attached back all the HT cables back onto the sparks, radiator back on. I've given the black a bit of back to black, and I've gone over the end pieces there. Shiny. Pipes look surprisingly good, frankly. Like I say, I'm not going for perfection on them, but you know, look back at the previous video and see what condition they were in before. I've chucked the end cam back on. I've just done a little bit more mothers on there, so I just need to polish that off for the final bit. The Carb pieces are in the UK, which is great, so that's really fast actually. So I should get those in the next couple of days or so. In the meantime, I think while I can, I haven't had a look at the pads yet, so I'm going to have a look at the pads. I'm probably going to need new ones, so get them on order. If I'm having a look at the pads and if I'm pissing around with the front wheel, I might as well have a quick go at those forks. And if I'm going to do the forks, I'm not going to take them off. I'm going to leave them on the bike, and they'll get some flappy wheel action and some others chucked on them, and see if I can get them looking. And again, you know, I'm not after a showroom. I just want them looking better. But yeah, happy so far. Well, happy. I think what I'm going to do is get some food. I may just knock it on the head for this video. The only other bit that I wanted to point out was that I did have a slightly weeping seal. I've sorted that with my homemade fork seal cleaner. So retainer off, slide it up, jam that round a few times. You just get rid of any loose crap. I'd say probably 8 times out of 10 it'll fix it, rather than doing it doesn't necessarily need a fork seal change. Actually, I haven't put that down properly. Actually, I don't want to jam it down properly because I'm going to need to pull that up for polishing the forks. Right, that'll do me for now. Yeah, all a bit quiet at the moment. There's a few people and Charlie being one of the main ones that's really looking forward to hearing this. Nowhere near as much as I am. I'm desperate for that carb kit to rock up. Don't like quiet videos, they need some noise, and I want to get the carbs back in here. Now it's looking a little bit more loved. Right, that'll do me for now. Thanks all, catch you later.